Hey beautiful, welcome back. It's Janelle, the relationship coach behind the Successful Invisible. Today's topic is going to shake a few tables, but it's one we need to talk about because sometimes what looks like harmless behavior in relationships is actually emotional control and abuse in disguise. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're ready to start dating with more intention and peace. And if you love these deep conversations and breakdowns, come join my exclusive coffee coaching community where we go beyond the clips and into real-time transformation. You'll get access to exclusive workshops, private Q&As, and guided journaling prompts to help you heal, attract, and keep aligned in love. Now let's get into it.
And I don't want no man in my house eating up all the food either. When I prepare food to last me a couple of days, I have peace knowing that when I go in my refrigerator, the food is in there because there's no man living in my house eating up my food. And I'm talking about a grown, able-bodied man that's able to buy groceries, prepare groceries, cook food, and feed himself. Men will weaponize food against women. They will purposely see you cooking and prepping meals and eat it all within a couple of hours just to see you have to go back to the store to get groceries and stand in the kitchen and cook. A lot of these men don't like for women to not be in the kitchen and have a couple of days off. A lot of men don't like to see women resting. They like to see you performing labor, and they will weaponize food against you just to see you do that. Men know exactly what they're doing when they do this, and that's why I don't want no man living in my house.
What's up, family? Check this video out.
Flat out greedy. You ate a whole plate of lasagna, a whole bowl of salad, and now you done ate the whole damn cheesecake?
Damn.
Are you serious?
Whole damn cheesecake, yeah.
Are you serious?
That's a video right here, yo.
I didn't even I'm recording this, that you guys are my witness that he sat here and ate a whole damn plate of lasagna, a whole bowl of salad, and he's damn near he only got 2 pieces of cheesecake left, and the way it looks, it's like he can eat all of that. What do you have to say about yourself? That's the problem. While everybody's sitting there complaining that I need to get a job, this is why I have a job, because this man is greedy. Are you going to say something about yourself right now?
I have nothing to say.
You didn't even let us have a piece. I just bought the cheesecake yesterday.
I thought this is a personal size.
Nigga, that's a whole damn cheesecake. I went upstairs for 1 second and I come down and you ate all of that?
Look how when you grab the pieces. You can't just, this can't be a personal piece.
Give me this cheesecake, because I didn't get not one damn piece. And this is all that's left. This is all that is left. I don't even want none now. This is a shame. I cannot afford you anymore. You need to either get a job, move out, or find somebody else to take care of you, because I can't do this anymore.
Find somebody else to do it.
I don't need your parent in the background sitting there talking. You tell your woman that she can come get you.
I'll come get him and have a slice of cheesecake waiting for my man, bitch.
Oh, what? Oh, hell no. No.
So my son tells me, Mom, Dad already ate all of the groceries, and it's not fair. He ate the entire chicken, and there's none left, and now I have nothing to eat. So my son wants me to spend $25 a day so he can eat out because my husband, his dad, eats all the food. It's like he has no self-control. Since 1998, I have realized if my husband loves a food, I just don't buy it anymore because if I want it, it's not there.
We just got over Macaroni Gate. Now here we are again. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, a woman went viral for asking her husband to leave her some of the macaroni that she had baked in an entire full pan, and he left her maybe 2 bites. And, she went on to get upset with everybody who was saying that that was really selfish. Now here we have another selfish man. But it's not enough that he deprives his wife of food and has been doing so since, 1998? Now he's depriving the children of food. The amount of pretzels that these women twist themselves into to excuse their man's selfish behavior will always baffle me. But now that it's affecting the children, I think it's a more serious issue. This is how kids end up with food insecurity issues. They may grow up thinking they'll never have enough food. They may end up being hoarders. Food is a basic need that a kid should never have to worry about. And I know you're saying, well, I've been dealing with it for years. Well, you're an adult. You're clearly in that situation because you want to be, but the child doesn't. This man is almost literally taking food out of your child's mouth. He said he can't help himself, and if that's the case, then he needs to seek professional help, because that's the definition of an addiction: the inability to control yourself. The child is already appearing to be showing signs of food insecurity, and I don't think you're taking it as seriously as you should.
Man, you got right.
Hey! Oh, damn, bro.
How many you get?
1, 2. I got 4 nuggets now.
Can I get one more? Yeah, 4 nuggets.
You just said you weren't hungry. Put my drink down, babe.
Let me get one.
Baby, you just said you weren't hungry.
I'm not. I was just trying to see what it tastes like.
You just said you weren't hungry. Stop!
What are you doing?
Hiding it.
I'm gonna get that done.
Get out there and pick it up and eat it. Why don't you just eat my stuff and then you spit it out, baby?
I ain't
That's
hungry.
rude.
I don't want it no more.
I need grease in my body to suck out the rest of this shit.
What you about to cry for? You got food. Shut
Take
up.
me back to get more food. And then you drinking my stuff, but you saying you're not hungry. You can take me back.
Let me see
now. Take me back now.
For
I'm
what?
not playing with you. You don't play with nobody's food when you just said you
Let me
weren't
see
hungry.
it. I'm not hungry, but my stomach kind of messed up. That's why I just spit it out. I ain't want it like
Why
this.
you didn't just say that? I could have got 2 8-piece nuggets.
Why would you get 2 8-piece nuggets though? But you only wanted one though. If you wanted 2 8-piece nuggets, maybe you should have ordered it. Bruh.
Oh, maybe because... Ow! Get out of my face!
Alright, bro.
This shit is sad, bro. I'm literally about to cry right now. The fact that you just ate all my food and then you spit it out, ungrateful ass. It ain't even yours.
Right.
And you stop here and ate my food. It's not funny.
It wasn't
I
mine.
go inside your head, 2-piece your head. Now you gonna be sitting there looking stupid when I big buck your head.
Yes, and another thing is that this is also a show of dominance. This is a power play. Not only are they being spiteful and petty when you say, hey, this food has to last us for 2 days, and they eat it all in one sitting, they are exerting their power and dominance over you. And a lot of the things that men do to you when you are under one roof with them are shows of power and dominance. They're not really that hungry. They just want to show you that they can do whatever they want to do, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Because when push comes to shove, you're going to be the one going to the grocery store again, trying to figure out a way to put more food in the household. You're going to be the one banging pots and pans over a hot stove to replace the food that he just ate. This is about exerting dominance over you and letting you know what your rightful place in the home is. No, you cannot make demands. If I want to eat everything, I'm going to eat everything, and you're going to replace the food. That is what this is really about with these men. It's about power and control. It's about reminding you your place in the household as a woman.
I get so viscerally angry at just seeing a post like this and then seeing how many likes it has and then going into the comments and it's full of women commiserating with this exact experience, except for it's somehow worse. Her husband somehow does it more and is somehow even more thoughtless and more selfish than the husband before. I have read so many stories about this on Reddit. I have seen this with my own eyes in real life. And we need to talk about this because this is not about the food, okay? This is about male entitlement, narcissism, and selfishness at the end of the day. And I think this behavior is so infuriating because it's more of a metaphor about how much more men take than they ever give. And they really do all of this with all the confidence and the audacity of somebody who's never had to cook a meal before in their life. You know, they were not standing over the stove, chopping, dicing, and boiling, seasoning, and doing all this stuff, and like standing on their feet for hours on end. They really show up, and not only in your kitchen, but in your life to take. And in exchange, most of them will claim that they provide. Yeah, you provide $60K a year. That's why you've got your wife in the kitchen, busting her ass over a stove, trying to make a meal that will last her more than one day, because you are taking more than you're giving. Nobody bringing home a $60K yearly salary deserves a personal private chef, let alone deserves to come home and eat the entire meal that she made that was supposed to last you 2 days, you and your family. The amount of stories I've read about men like this who eat the food without leaving enough for their children to eat, and yet will want to be seen as the leader and the alpha of their household. You take food out of your wife and children's mouths. You create more work for your wife than you provide her in return. This is not fucking worth it. I don't know how y'all do it. This is absolute craziness. It's the way that they don't know how to share. They only know how to consume. This is what you risk by letting a man into your life. I'm so serious. It's just like never having the mental peace of somebody who can think 1 or 2 steps ahead with you, not for you, with you. Somebody who can consider that your labor is painstaking and valuable. For somebody who could consider that instead of grabbing yet another plate of dinner, they may just need to eat a bowl of cereal or grab a piece of bread or do something that doesn't fuck up your entire dinner schedule for the week. They see the leftovers, they see the extra food, and they take it as a fucking challenge. Actually, like, this is so crazy making to me that I actually did research on this. I was like, has anybody studied this fuck ass behavior? And like the only studies that came up was like, yeah, you know, we don't really see this behavior in animals. Yeah, no shit. Calling a man an animal would actually be a compliment. Animals don't overeat. They don't gorge themselves the way that human men do. This is not even a typical behavior in animals. But what the researchers came up with is that this is basically another dick measuring contest. It's another way for men to feel macho and masculine at your fucking expense because they cannot give themselves that feeling. They always need to externalize it. They always need to feel like they did something, they impacted something, they like made somebody's life more difficult, and that's impact enough for them. It's fucking pathetic. It's infuriating. Like, imagine a man who thinks of himself as a fucking provider comes home and starts hoarding the food that you made with your time, with your labor, with your effort, with your blood, sweat, and tears. Like, cooking every day is such an exhausting thing. You try to save yourself 1 day of cooking so you could probably clean the house or take care of the kids or take the kids somewhere or do something that's useful for the family the next day, and this man is just gonna come home and make a challenge out of trying to eat all of it. All of it. And all the advice in the comments was like fucking pathetic. Oh, put it aside before he gets home and like hide it in the fridge. What the fuck? This is supposed to be your husband. This is supposed to be your partner, your life partner. Why is he getting off on eating as much food as possible, taking it out of your family's mouth? That is an enemy. That is not a provider. That is not a husband. That is not a father. That is a weirdo. It's the same exact mindset of taking so much more than they give that allows him to do this. The same mindset that allows him to sit there and scroll on his phone while you clean the entire house or apartment or whatever. It's the same level of entitlement that allows him to just pick his shoes off next to the door and not put them on the shoe shelf. It's the same entitlement that allows him to drop his dirty, skid-marked boxers next to the hamper instead of actually in it. It's the same reason why he never makes the bed. It's the same reason why he leaves his fucking beard trimmings in the sink for you to clean up. It's because he thinks you're a maid. And on top of that, he thinks that's what he deserves for being a disgusting, insatiable slob. He thinks he deserves and is entitled to your eternal and never-ending labor. And like, I'm sorry, but I would be so disgusted watching a man eat and eat and eat until he's just bloated and overstuffed and he's like, oh, I ate too much. I would punch him in the stomach immediately. Just punch him in the stomach as hard as I can, because what the fuck do you mean you ate too much? And now I have to cook again the next day. Once again, it's all about the mindset. It allows him to use you and to take more than what he gives. And like, if he can't be thoughtful enough to ration food, it's no wonder you don't expect him to be thoughtful enough to do anything else, like handle emotional conflict, or like think more than one step ahead, or be a good father to your children. Come home and do something thoughtful. You can't rely on him to do any chores. You can't rely on him to do the things that he says he's gonna do. He's so comfortable taking more than he gives. That's what this all comes down to. Please never forget that. And please never share your life with a man like this. You want a man who's gonna be like, do you want the last of this? Can I save you some? Are you sure you're okay with me taking this extra amount? You know, what can I do? What can I cook so that you don't have to cook another night? You know what I mean? The reason that she is mad and upset about this is because she knows he's not gonna do anything to remedy it. That's why. It's the whole fucking mindset, okay? Please stay safe out there and know that you are justified in feeling much more than just upset about this. If you feel like leaving, I understand that and I respect that and I encourage you towards it, because this is a deeply selfish man that you should stay away from. Mwah.
Let's jump into my favorite part of all of the content I post on YouTube, and that's just my thoughts, where I get to kind of express what I feel about whatever we have read or gone over. So let's get into it. All right, let's jump into it. So if after watching those clips you are as annoyed and potentially disgusted as I am, I wanted to ground you a bit and give you some relationship coaching kind of esque feedback about food weaponization. In this context, it is something that is very normalized in today's society. It's something that's gone on a very long time. And I just want to give you some breakdowns that I see and potential actionable advice that you could take. So number one, food as a symbol of control. So the theme here is that the behavior isn't just about overeating. It's a subtle exertion of dominance and disregard for boundaries. Remember, power struggles often disguise themselves as small daily acts, food, chores, finances. Remember, these are the main things that oftentimes men say she's making a big deal out of nothing, or they try to say, you know, you're overreacting, or do some type of gaslighting to get you off your game of clocking exactly what that behavior means. No, it means exactly what it means. You're not crazy. So some actionable advice that I want to give around this is identify everyday moments that make you feel small or unheard. They can be very subtle, but they are mighty. Something to journal about is, where in my relationship do I feel my boundaries get ignored? Very important, because guess what, the one main thing that I have seen that's constant about human behavior? It escalates. So when you don't identify and put a stop to and address a behavior early, it will potentially escalate into something far worse later. So address power imbalances directly, not during conflict, but calmly and factually. Sidebar: if you try to have a calm conversation with your partner and they immediately resort to anger and some type of display of that anger, that is a very unsafe space for you to be in. Any adult who, in order to avoid talking about a problem or a conflict in their relationship, instantly resorts to trying to intimidate their partner, especially through physical means such as violence or the precursor to violence, is not someone that you need to be with. I don't care who they are. Get out of there. Number 2, emotional labor and domestic overload. So the theme here is many women shoulder both the visible and invisible house labor, planning, cooking, cleaning, etc., while their partners consume without reciprocation. An insight here is a chronic imbalance is going to lead to resentment and emotional fatigue. And a man eating all the food, that food weaponization, is him trying to basically solidify the fact that you are lesser than, you are a maid, you are beneath him. He is trying to tell you in unspoken terms that you serve him. That's not a healthy dynamic in the way that he is trying to exert it. So some actionable advice is create a shared responsibility list. Divide tasks by energy required, not gender. Set a reset conversation every Sunday to discuss workload and appreciation. And then reflect on this. Am I in partnership or servitude? Remember, a lot of the men who are single today and aren't successful are saying partnership, but their attitude and their behavior towards women is they want servitude. Identify that as quickly as possible so you can understand as early as possible if this partner is someone you want to stay with or this person is somebody you need to get away from quickly. Number 3, the hidden cost of tolerating disrespect. So the theme here is when partners repeatedly disregard your efforts, i.e. eating prepared meals meant to last, it signals deeper entitlement and deeper disrespect. So disrespect erodes trust long before cheating or major betrayals do. Okay? And oftentimes those tiny disrespectful things, those microaggressions are going to escalate. As I said earlier, human behavior escalates. So when he feels he can do that and you keep rewarding that behavior by continuing to cook and allowing him to eat, guess what? Him yelling at you, slapping you in the face, doing something else absurd is likely not far behind. Some actionable advice here is track incidents that make you feel dismissed. Seeing patterns in writing clarifies reality. This is very important, especially when you're with a partner who is trying to gaslight you, which is very often the case when dealing with men who engage in this food weaponization behavior. Reinforce boundaries. When you do, it communicates you don't value me. Like, that's what you need to say to their partner. When you do X, it communicates you don't value my time. If patterns continue, explore whether staying aligns with your self-worth values. Remember, you're not lesser than without a partner. And far too many women I have worked with and known stay in relationships that are not just not fruitful, but that are harmful in some way to them, and usually in multiple ways. Don't do that. Number 4, boundaries is protection, not punishment. So the theme here is women often hesitate to set limits for fear of being labeled controlling or nagging. An insight around this is boundaries teach others how to love you and treat you. They aren't ultimatums. And I really want to make this clear because a lot of people don't know the distinction between the two. A boundary has something to do with what you do and what you tolerate. An ultimatum is a behavior or an expectation that you place at somebody else's feet. So, an example, a boundary you may have, you may say, I do not deal with men who curse and call me out of my name during disagreements. So your boundary in that situation would be, if it happens with a partner, you tell him one time, you don't like that, that's not acceptable behavior, okay? He can take it or leave it. If he does it again, there's no additional chance. You immediately leave that situation. You immediately disconnect any contact that person has from you. That's your boundary. You are the one taking the action. An ultimatum would be you telling the person who was disrespectful in the same, instance, hey, if you continue to call me out of my name, then I'm going to do this. Ultimatums oftentimes sound like threats to somebody else. It has nothing to do with you because you're hinging your behavior on what they do. And that's what you're telling them. A boundary is taking the action and saying, I'm just not dealing with that. And you don't. So some actionable advice here is practice small, consistent boundaries. Label your meals, designate food zones, or meal plan separately. Then communicate consequences calmly, then follow through. That is the big thing, follow through. There's a lot of people who jump on social media and talk, but there's no follow through. Then reframe mentality. I really want you to reframe this, what's going on here. Say, I'm not withholding, I'm preserving my peace. And oftentimes when you assert your boundary, the person who was benefiting from trampling your boundary is going to try to manipulate you and say how selfish you are, very common phrase, how much you hurt them, even though they were the ones inflicting harm. And you need to reframe your mentality to think, I'm not withholding anything, I'm preserving my peace. And the last item I want to talk about is choosing emotional safety over shared space. So the theme here is that many women find more peace living alone than sharing a home when they're disrespected daily. An insight around this is emotional safety and autonomy are vital, not luxuries. And from what I've observed anecdotally, what I've worked with clients about, a lot more women need that space and peace, and men feel very threatened by it. They don't necessarily like to be alone and single. Where women, oftentimes when they've done their work, they don't mind it, they actually enjoy it. Actionable advice here is evaluate your peace level before and after living with a partner. Ask, am I more nourished or more depleted by this relationship? If your home no longer feels like a sanctuary, consider separation or redefining shared space. I think this is so important. This is why I'm a big proponent of not living together before marriage. And if you are comfortable with it and your partner is as well, a LAT marriage may be what's for you. So LAT is a living apart together marriage where you two maintain separate residences. Oftentimes it can be done by people who are in long distance relationships, but people who live in the same city can do it. And actress Cheryl Lee Ralph, the mom from Moesha and the teacher on Abbott Elementary, her and her husband have had an LAT marriage for well over 20 years. He is a politician, some type of state representative in Pennsylvania, and she is a Hollywood actress. So he lives on the East Coast most time, and she's on the West Coast most time. And they have made it work. So let me know your thoughts about this below. And if you've ever experienced where you've had a partner just totally disrespect you and engage in this food weaponization behavior where they're gorging themselves on food you prepared. What has happened if you have experienced it? How did you react? How did you implement boundaries? And or how did you pivot from that relationship? Let me know your thoughts below. If today's conversation hit home,